Kia ora. It's very late morning on Friday the, whatever today is, 9th of the 9th, 2022. Got late this morning because I had some stuff I needed to do. And just didn't get onto it. Come on, Ciara. Just taking the dog for a walk. This will be relatively short, I guess, for today. So, what to talk about? Woke up at the wee hours of the morning, and yeah, I know it's bright, so roll with it here. The sun's quite high in the sky. Guinea fowl. For no particular reason, was on my brain. So it was like 3 in the morning or something, and I do what I do. It's just like I can't get back to sleep, so I just look up something. So I started looking up guinea fowl, started reading and researching for about 2 hours on that. And the obvious question is, guinea fowl, what the heck? And the easy answer is got a lot of bugs. Easiest way to get rid of the bug problem is to introduce birds onto your property. And the other challenge, of course, is we're not going to be in a position necessarily to relocate chickens and stuff as well. So, and I'm not saying I'm going to go do guineas straight out of the gate, but I haven't really looked into them that deeply in the past and went through all the pros and the cons and have heard and seen them in action at SOE and the self-reliance festivals, but you know, they're certainly communicative birds, to say the least. However, I like the fact that they're pretty much the honey badgers of that particular world. I like that they really won't destroy your gardens, which is something we're always very conscious of with chickens and ducks. Ducks with their big feet will go, tromping over plants and things, and chickens just, they like tomatoes and all that kind of stuff. So they'll get the bugs, but they'll get your plants as well. So the ducks will nibble on certain plants too. So guineas are whatever. We got bugs to go and hunt down, and mice and snakes. So just very quickly, I think I'm probably going to add those to my roster. We've got a lot of trees on the new property, so there'll be some work required for homing initially, just to keep them within cooey, and then there's obviously the noise. But listening to the calls and stuff on various videos really doesn't bother me any more than like a rooster in the morning kind of does. Hey, shade, Ciara. I think their use will be great where we are, to deal with, spiders and ticks and chiggers and whatever else happens to be kind of roaming around. So definitely going to be looking into that. By all means, if anyone has any experience with guineas and you're watching this, feel free to post something in the comments. I'm always happy to hear back from experienced people. Everything we've done so far, we've learned potentially the hard way. Research or not, you don't know until you've actually got livestock how things work. So yeah, just an extra consideration to take in mind. Sorry, I just thought I heard something, so just pausing there for a second. Anyway, so guineas are it. That's the thought of the day on the walk of the morning. Thought of the day, that's Nicole's thing. From the holler, shouldn't steal that. Sorry, Nicole. Morning ramble for me. What are you doing, Ciara? Just sniffing and smelling and... Ciara? Ciara. Ciara. She's got some scent on something. Ciara. Ciara. Come on. Ciara. Something down here that she's really interested in. Come on, darling. Here we go. Good girl. Good girl. Come say hi. Ciara. Come say hi. Alright. That's my dog. Looking forward to having her down there eventually. But for now she'll be based up here. So anyway, heading back against the sun. This is going to get pretty bright. Enjoys a handheld phone. So yeah, where was I? Morning ramble. Yeah, Guinea. So going to try and work those into the fray. What else today? Ordered the first part of my solar. So as I mentioned a couple of days ago, I think, some slight changes to the plan there because of supply chains and budgets and all the rest of it, and so some of this is, I guess, attributed to the learning curve involved. Being a little conservative, I kind of rather build one of these things out and see how it works. But anyway, start small. So what I did was I took a portion of what I plan to actually build out and use in time. Just a couple of panels, just 195 watt panels, nothing particularly dire, and some mounting kits for those and the necessary cables and things. So this will all eventually get repurposed into the larger build, as long as the panels perform as I expect them to. But when they arrive, should hopefully be, I guess, a week or two prior to the move. I'll see about setting it up and maybe take some videos on that and just kind of show you what I'm doing, at least, which is nothing new. It's all been done before, but I'm doing it, so there you go. And it's all about me. So the whole point here is to actually provide sufficient power when we get down there for the solar generator to run the things that are inside and need to be run during the day. We have 12 volt. I've got a lithium LifePo lithium ferrous phosphate battery coming for the RV, 100 amp hour. I may daisy chain that to another one. We'll have to see. That should be sufficient. And the reason that I went with 100 amp hour, just for anyone who's mathematically inclined or into electricals and stuff, and the reason I went LifePo is, even though it's slightly heavier, is actually this. We needed a second battery anyway, and we needed a replacement to the one that we currently have, because it's sealed lead acid and they kind of break down over time. It's just not holding its charge. Lead acid, regardless, you can really only drop them down to about 50% of their amp hour rating. And these, I was looking at replacing the current one, which I think is, from remember right, is a 50 amp hour. It's not actually very, very powerful. Just the standard stuff that comes with the trailer. So replacing that with a couple of 85 amp hour batteries came out to, close to $300. And because you can only run them down to 50%, technically it's 85 amp hours. The reality of the lithium phosphate batteries is you get way more cycles out of them. They're probably good for 5 to 10 years. 10 years, actually, not 5 years. They're good for 10 years easily, and probably longer. 3,000 plus cycles is effectively it on those before they really start, losing their ability to hold charge. And you can run them down to quite a small percentage. Most people don't run them down to, below 20%, but you can run those down, 5% if you really wanted to. Some people actually run them right down, but that's a whole different thing. So even conservatively, down to 10%, we're still getting 90 amp hours out of a single battery. And it's a single battery, and that battery is, pretty much the weight of, a little less than the weight of one of the lead acid ones. So, and the price of it is not much more than the price of the 2 lead acids. So that was a zero-brainer decision. And the other thing with the LifePos is that they don't catch fire like lithium batteries. Well, they can if you really want to try hard, but lithium, if you watch the number of Tesla crashes where the car just literally goes up in flames, LifePos don't tend to do that. So from a safety perspective, a little better. But anyway, they got a little bit ranty. I haven't worked out yet really how to kind of wire up the RV to get solar to that. It's not a difficult exercise. I just have to get the right pieces for it. But back to the panels. The panels that I just ordered are actually for one of the new Delta. EcoFlow are basically releasing a new Delta 2 on the 16th of September, coincidentally. Because I was looking at solar generators and tossing up between some of the Delta Rivers and Maxes and stuff, but they're lithium batteries. This is a LifePo, one of their first LifePo offerings in that size. And I can go Blue Eddy and a number of other, avoid Jackery like the plague, go Blue Eddy or cheap knockoffs or whatever. Opted to probably go with one of the EcoFlows. They're the same engineers who built the drone that we use, the DJI Mini 2, and DJI drones in general are really, really high quality. And then the EcoFlow stuff's pretty high quality, so I don't think we're going to have too many issues with that. But here's the kicker. The only way to repower this thing when you're off grid is plug it into the generator, or alternatively have a power source for it. And since this thing is going to have to power, recharge our laptops when they need recharging, and recharge Wi-Fi devices for internet, and all manner of other stuff. Even though it's expandable, you can get up to 3 kilowatt hours out of it. It's 1 kilowatt hour base. Common sense says get some solar and get it wired in, and that will take some of the pressure off this thing. So like I said, a couple of 195 watt panels, round it up, call it 400 watts just to make life easier. We'll just plug it into this thing. I've got all the necessary XT60 connectors and extra cable and extra length cable. And I've gone for 12 gauge as opposed to 10, which is actually better but more expensive, or 14, which is a little lighter and still will do the job, but 12 is kind of a happy medium there. Again, for the electrically minded. When you're running long distances, you want to go for a better gauge of cable. And I don't know where these are going to be positioned, so I allowed about 50 feet, and we'll take some videos in due course when it's all set up and you can have a look. Not going to be pretty, but that's kind of not the point to start with. The point is to get down to Tennessee, onto the property, staying on the property, still able to work. I can, of course, move to the office if I need to on a daily perspective, but ideally, the idea is to still work from home remotely. And then, over time, clean out the property here and do the necessary trips and just start that whole process of building out the base camp. And then once we're a little more settled, then we move on to the next phase. We'll start the next phase, which is digging out the homestead and starting to work on the foundation stuff and all that good stuff. So anywho, this has rambled on for long enough. I haven't bored you to tears. Thank you very much. Kia ora again. Have a great day, and we'll get on with the probably afternoon. Take care. Bye.